let's come into our easy cross-legged position, or however you're comfortable, seated. And just settle into the breath. Just notice how your breath sounds. Notice the rhythm. As you inhale in through the nostrils, notice how the air feels as it enters the body and exits the body. The coolness of the inhale and how the air feels warm on the exhale. And imagine that breath is going to whatever parts of your body that feel a little tight, a little tender or sensitive right at this moment. And set that intention to being good to yourself in our practice today. Let's bring our hands into our heart center and breathe into that space, that gratitude, compassion, unconditional love, forgiveness. Right here in this moment, we're going to get out of our heads and into our bodies, into our practice, allowing that breath to lead us through. Let's rest our hands on our lap, on our knees. Bring your awareness to your pelvic floor and your sitting bones. And as you breathe in, create that space in the spine. Exhale, soften those shoulders. And we'll begin to move the torso in a circle. Bringing the awareness now to the power center. Allowing the movement to spring from there. And we'll go in the opposite direction. Just noticing how your hips and lower back feel. And then come back to center. Inhale, reach those arms up. And exhale, release. Breathe in, reach up. And release. Find that flow of your breath and allow it to move you. Inhale, reach up, palms together, exhale the hands behind the head. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, bend to the right. Supporting your body with that right hand on the mat. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, hands behind the head, reach up, and then release to the left. Keep both sitting bones on the mat. Take one extra cycle of breath here. Breathe in, create space. Exhale, release, and then come back up. And then we'll twist to the right. Bring that right hand behind you. One extra cycle of breath here. Exhale completely. Inhale back to center. And then turn to the left. From the abdominals up to the shoulder. Breathe in that space. Exhale into the left shoulder. Come back up. And then again, bend to the right. Breathe in here. Come back up. Whenever you're ready. And then we'll go to the left. Breathe in, create space. Exhale, release. Come back up. And then we'll twist. On an inhalation, we'll come back to center. Opening the spine, and on the exhale, we'll come back into the twist to the left. Come back up. Bring the arms out and swan dive into clam stretch. Releasing into this fold. Pull the lower belly in, press into your hands if you need a little more leverage in your pelvis. Keep your head in line with your spine and allow that breath to move into where you feel a little tight. Use that exhale to soften, and then we'll roll back up. Roll the shoulders back and down. And we'll shake out our legs. Sit up nice and tall. Point and flex. And then we'll change the cross of the legs. Let's breathe in and reach up. And exhale, come into cactus arms. Just pause here. Let those shoulder blades kind of melt down the back. Elbows kind of move behind you without straining. And then we're going to exhale and turn to the left. Inhale to center and turn to the right. So move with your breath. Tap into your core. We don't want to overstretch this. Come back to center. Exhale, bring the arms together, palms facing you. And then open up, getting into the shoulders here. And then just pause here. Another inhale, and then you can either, you know what? I meant to say press through the palms on an inhalation. And you can kind of sway a little bit. Sorry about that. Feel that stretch in the arms. Look right and left to release the neck. Come back to center, deep breath in, and then exhale into clam stretch. Just feel that release if you're able in the upper back. Breathe into those tight spots. You can sigh out, and then we'll roll back up. Roll the shoulders back and down a few times. And if you want to, Come into our neutral position and exhale the chin into the chest and just roll your chin from side to side. Sometimes when we get into those shoulders and those arm movements, it allows that tension to creep up in the neck. So anytime in your practice that you need to nod your head yes or shake your head no, keep that area free of tension if we're able. We're trying to get rid of it, not create more. So as we follow our intention to be good to ourselves, keep that in mind. Come back to center and we will come into tabletop. Sway from side to side. And then we'll come to our neutral spine position. Take a breath here, and then we'll exhale into cat. And inhale into cow. Tap into your core. Bring your awareness to your spine. Feeling that flexion. You feel a little stiff, a little heavy, a little compressed. This is a simple but profound way to open that space up. And then we'll exhale into cat. Come back to a neutral spine. And we'll do spinal balance. Right arm, left leg. And then exhale, release. Left arm, right leg. Release. And move to your rhythm. Tapping into your power muscles here to support your spine. Keeping the arm at shoulder level and the heel no higher than hip level. And then when we get back to the right arm, left leg, we'll pause here. Make sure you're breathing. Gaze down at your thumb. Feel that space from fingertip through the heel, or if you have your toe pointed. Press into your right foot, the top of the foot for support. And release. Let's do some hip circles. And then we'll reverse directions. Come back to center. And then reach through the left arm, right leg. Stay connected to your breath. Lift that chest. Don't collapse into your shoulders. Inhale, invite that space from fingertip to heel or toe. And release. Just pause here. You can kind of sway the hips. And then with an exhalation, we'll go back to child's pose. Stretch the arms out in front of you. Release your forehead to the floor or release your head to your hands. Either way, whatever you want to do here. You can kind of sway the body a little bit. Let's bring the knees parallel. Lift the chest into our little pounce position here. And shift forward into kneeling plank. Exhale, draw back. Move again with your breath, as always. Really focusing on those core muscles. And then we'll meet in kneeling plank. Wrists are under those elbows. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, pull back. And move through our little half series here. Bringing some warmth into the body. And then this time, we'll come back to child's pose and inhale up onto high knees, reaching up. Exhale the hands to the heart center, and we'll step forward with the left foot. Neutral pelvis. Feel that right hip flexor open. Press the top of the right foot into the mat for a little more grounding. Reach the arms up if you want. And then exhale. Bring your hands on the inside of the left foot. Keep that knee close to the shoulder. Keep the chest lifted. And then shift back slightly to get the knee under the hip. And then bring that knee, left knee up to the sky. You can roll the ankles, center the weight over both hands. And then release gently. Let's do some hip circles. If you want to add a little half series in here, kneeling plank. And then we'll meet again on high knees. Reaching up, hands to the heart, step the right foot forward. Find your foundation here. Press into the top of the left foot. Keep the core strong for that pelvic neutrality. And then reach the arms up, opening the rib cage. Exhale, release, hands on the inside of the right foot. Keep the chest lifted. Breathe into the stretch. And then shift the weight back slightly. And then very carefully lift your right knee up to the sky. Lift the chest. Weight is centered over those hands. And release. Back to child's pose. From here you can move through another half series, or you can go straight up to downward dog. Different ways to get to the same place. Press those hands into the mat. Alternate heel lifts. You can nod your head yes, shake your head no. Activate your core. Keep your head soft. Keep your jaw soft. Really lifting through the tailbone and the hips. And with an exhale, we'll walk our feet and hands together into a forward fold. Breathe into the backs of the legs. Lift that tailbone by drawing those low abdominal muscles in. Feel that space, even if the knees are bent. Let your head hang. Inhale, lift up halfway. Keep the chest strong and proud. Exhale, release. Circle, sweep up. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Just pause here, feeling that energy, feeling your mountain. Centering into your breath. And on our next inhalation, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive into a forward fold. Inhale, extend that forward fold. Exhale, release. We'll step back to warrior one with the right foot. Inhale, lift up. Use your core. Don't settle into the back. Find those power muscles and let them guide you. Feel your strength here in warrior one. And then exhale, we're going to swan dive over the left leg into pyramid. So adjust your stance. If you need to, hips are still facing forward. Exhale into that left hamstring. And then bend your left knee again. Getting ready to swoop up back to warrior one. Palms together. Exhale the hands behind the head. And then open up into warrior two. Reaching through those fingertips. Exhale the left forearm towards the thigh, reaching up into extended side angle. Keep the spine long. Really focus on hinging into that left thigh, at that hip flexor. Feel that space on the right side of the body. If you want a little more stretch, reach the fingertips up, turn them behind you, and bring your arm behind you. Or you can keep your arm straight up. Try not to lean too much into your thigh. And then reach back up. Exhale the hands on the inside of the left foot and walk into a standing straddle. Make sure the outsides of the feet are parallel to the short edges of the mat, and lift your toes and center the weight over the balls of the feet and the heels. This will allow us to lift that tailbone, so bend the knees, pull the core in, lift the chest, and release into standing straddle. Keep that weight centered in the feet. You can relax your toes, but don't press back into the hips. Think of your tailbone as lifting up and your chest moving towards the space between your legs. Bring the breath where you need it to go. And then walk your fingertips out in front of you. You come onto your fingertips, as a matter of fact. You are still lifting actively through the tailbone. Don't lean back, don't lean forward. Breathe into hammock or wide-legged dog. And then release. Sway from side to side. And then walk the hands back up to the left foot. Turn both toes forward. Step back to downward facing dog. And from here, you can do whatever you want to do. You can move through the half series. You can do cobra, up dog, or you can stay in down dog, or you can even visit child's pose. It's nice to have choices. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. And we'll walk our feet and hands together, however you want to do that, into a forward fold. Inhale, extend that forward fold. Exhale, bend the knees. Keep that chest lifted. And inhale, reach those arms out in front or up into chair, whatever you want to do. Feel the power in your quads, in your glutes, in your core. And then circle it up. Palms together. Exhale, bend to the left. Come back up. Bend to the right. Reach back up, hands behind the head. Open the arms up and dive into a forward fold. Inhale, extend that forward fold. Exhale, release. Step back with the left foot. Bend the right knee and lift into warrior one. Again, tap into your strength here. Into your breath. Open the arms and dive. Keep that chest lifted. Dive into pyramid. Change your feet up a little bit if you need to. Fold the right side of your torso over your right leg. That way we keep the midline of the body. Breathe into that hamstring. Soften the back of your neck. And then prepare your stance and lift back up to warrior one. Palms together, exhale the hands behind the head, and inhale, open up to warrior two. Settle in here, find your foundation, and then keeping the spine straight, hinge at the right hip flexor into extended side angle. Opening up the left side of the body. Keep the head in line with the spine. You don't have to look up, you can look straight ahead. You can always reach up, turn the fingertip or the palm of the hand behind you, and open the shoulder up a little more. Don't sink into that forearm though. Keep those core muscles and that right thigh nice and strong. Inhale, reach that arm up. Bring your hands on the inside of the right foot. Walk to center again. And just kind of sway it out here. And then come back to center. You can grab onto your big toes, your ankles, whatever you want to do. And come back into a forward fold. If you grab onto your elbows, your toes. You're moving your elbows in opposite directions. Like the elbows are moving away from the armpits. But you can do whatever you want to do here. You can walk your fingertips behind you. Be where you need to be in the stretch right at this moment. Don't forget to center the weight over the balls of the heels and, the balls of the feet and the heels. And then walk your hands so your wrists are under your shoulders. Lift the chest into an extended straddle forward fold. Stay here for a couple breaths. Let those shoulders slide away from the ears. Active hands. And then release. Walk those fingertips out in front again without leaning forward. Place your right hand in the center. Inhale the left arm out to the side. And then bring it across the body and grab onto your your right leg around the ankle, or you can rest it on the inside of your right foot. Keep the neck soft. And then inhale, release, bring that left arm back out, and then place the left hand in the center. Find your foundation. We're not leaning forward. We're lifting. Inhale the right arm out. And exhale, bring it over to the left leg now. You can bring your feet a little closer together if you need to. And then release. Reach out, and then just walk those hands back. You can lift into a extended forward fold again, and then bend those knees and sway it out. And then we'll walk the hands back up to the right foot, turn both toes forward. And this time, step the left foot up to the right and shake out the legs. Grab onto the ankles or the calves. Come back to center. Place your right hand on the mat, bend your right leg, lift the chest. So you don't want your hands too close to the feet. Under the shoulder. Inhale the left arm up and exhale, open up to the right. And release. Bend the left foot, place the left hand on the mat. It can be on your fingertips too. Inhale the right arm up and exhale, twist. So if you need a little more lift, come onto the fingertips. And release. Take the feet as wide as your mat and just sway ragdoll. Come back to center and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Roll the shoulders back and down. All right. Just check in with your body. We'll come to mountain whenever you're ready. And we will do balancing pigeon or one-legged chair. So bring your hands to the heart. Bring the weight into the left leg, and bring the right ankle onto the bottom of the left thigh. Inhale up through the crown of the head, and then exhale. Bend that left leg. Keep that heart center open. So if you need to open the arms, the only thing is we don't want to arch that lower back too much. So we need to use those core muscles. So if those shoulders come forward, open them up. Keep that foot flexed. You can always fold forward if you want. It's up to you. And whenever you're ready, come back to our standing position. Sway it out. And we'll return to mountain. Find your stability here, your core, your breath. Bring the palms together. Now we'll bring the weight into the right leg and place the left ankle on the bottom of the right thigh. Flex that left foot and exhale. Bend the right leg. Settle into your breath. And then we'll come back out of it whenever you're ready. Sway it out. And then we'll return to mountain. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive into a forward fold. Step back to downward facing dog. Alternate heel lifts. Shift forward into plank. Press through the heels. Feel your strength here. Feel your stability. Those inhales are a little tough. Take them nice and deep and slow. And then that slight shift forward to get your elbows over your wrists. Lower down. Bring the arms out in front. Keep the legs right where they would come out of the hip socket, so don't spread them outward. And as you rest on all of your breathing organs in the front of the body, take a few long, deep breaths here. And at the end of your next exhale, at the bottom of that exhale, activate those low, deep belly muscles. We're going to need them to lift the chest and torso and arms. Lift the legs so you feel your glutes activating, but don't clench them. Keep your head in line with your spine. And when you're ready, release. Rest on one side of your face. Sway your hips. Use that side breath to just melt into the mat. You can rest your head on your hands and roll your head from side to side. Soften those shoulders. Soften your hips. And just surrender. Notice how your body feels without judgment. Just observing. Little sigh. Bring your arms alongside the rib cage and we'll draw back into child's pose. Whatever version of child's pose that you would like to do here. Allow yourself that release. Soften the skin around the eyes, in the forehead, the jaw. Soften the shoulders, the hips, the feet. And whenever you're ready, we'll slowly come up and we will come into staff pose. Pressing through the heels, sitting up nice and tall. That spine is long, that core is active. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold forward. You can swan dive the arms if you want to. Listen to your lower back and ease into the stretch with each breath. The hamstrings can be loud in this pose, but the lower back sometimes is more subtle. So really pay attention to your lower back here. Soften the jaw. If any thoughts of frustrating things going on pop up, this is one of the frustrating stretches. Bring yourself back into your body, back into your breath. And then after that exhale, release, roll back up, roll the shoulders back and down a few times. And then we'll bring the soles of our feet together into Baddha Konasana, cobbler's pose. Deep breath in and exhale. You can fold forward. You can stay upright, whatever you want to do. Listen to your body. Let it lead you. No forcing. And then lift up through the chest. Bring the knees together. Give yourself a little hug here. And then roll down onto your back. One vertebrae at a time. Sway from side to side. If you want to roll front to back, that's okay too. Just try to stay off your neck. And we'll move into happy baby. So take the knees wide, lift the heels outward. You can grab the outsides of your feet or your big toes, ankles, wherever you need to. Allow your lower or your entire back to release into the mat. Bring the feet together, the knees together, and place your feet on the mat. Stretch out your left leg and bring your right arm out to the side. Take your right knee and your left and hook your, bring your left hand on the outside of it. Deep breath in and exhale, twist over to the left. You may or may not go far. Keep the left leg soft. Only go as far as your lower back and hips allow. And then come back to center. Bring both knees into the chest. And then release the right leg down. Bring your left arm alongside of you. It can be straight out or down a little bit. Deep breath in. Right hand is on the outside of the left knee. And exhale into the twist. Just a little bit. It doesn't have to be big. You can even use your upper arm to support you on the right side. And then come back to center. If there is another stretch you want to do, go ahead and do that now. You can roll your knees in a little circle. Little back adjustment here. And then we'll move into Shavasana whenever you are ready. With a big exhalation. Surrendering into gravity. If you want to, if there's any areas that still feel tight, wiggle the hips and the shoulders. Roll the head from side to side. Tuck your chin slightly. And let go. Let go in the body. Allow the body to soften. It's much more difficult to let go in the mind. So just bring your awareness back to your breath. Allow any thoughts to float away. And give yourself the gift of this present moment right now. The rise and fall of the abdomen. Feeling that breath move through the body. With each exhalation, allow yourself to sink a little deeper into the mat. Just following the ebb and flow of your life force, your breath. And on your next inhalation, bring your awareness or bring that breath towards any area in the body that needs a little bit of extra TLC. It might even be your heart center, that's okay. Trust the wisdom of your body and let that breath go to where it needs to. No overthinking, just that allowing. And then notice how your body feels without any judgment or expectations. Notice your surroundings, just taking it all in without putting a story to it. Just being fully present in this moment. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. You can do that again. And then whenever you're ready, we'll begin to awaken our bodies. Whatever you need to do, stretch it out or wiggle or curl up into a ball. Let your body lead you. Trust its wisdom. And then roll over onto one side whenever you're ready. But just pause there for a few breaths. And then we'll come on up to a seated position. Nice and slow, head comes up last. Pop up like a jack-in-the-box there. Namaste.